Today we're going to get down to the basics. So neobanks have been setting up camps since 2009 and they have grown exponentially across the globe, especially in Europe. So some neobanks have managed to take off while some have failed. So Raghu, my first question is to you. How should neobanks position themselves to ensure customer acquisition and their subsequent retention?
I think the reason why neobank have come to existence, they are trying to fill a gap which the traditional banks are not able to provide. So knowing that, I think since if they know their customers well or what kind of customer they're looking for, I think the positioning should be quite easy. I don't think it's rocket science. Like what legacy banks didn't have is that the available tools and technologies to understand the customer's mindset and wants and needs. So now Neobank, uh, since they're going to start the technology stack from scratch, they will have all this information, and that should be enough for them to find out what kind of offerings should they be given to their customers, and the question is, how can they monetize all these services to survive in this highly competitive industry? So, for me, I don't think it's rocket science. The same old marketing concept of what their customers need. So, nothing more than that.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much, Raghu. So, Anand, when you think about neobanks, like in the beginning, the very beginning stages of creating a neobank, what do you think should be the primary technology focus?
So rather than looking at primary technology focus, let me probably answer a question from a technology strategies perspective. Right? The whole business behind Neobank is bankless banking, meaning you've got to be digital. You've got to make the bank go to the human being. Right? That's the key aspect, and the intuitively obvious strategy would be to pick up something that is scalable, reliable, and at the same time more of a pay-per-use model for neobanks, right? So neobanks' challenges are while they are focused on increasing customers, they should also be focused on making sure that their infrastructure appropriately supports the customer. Because unlike a traditional bank, if a neobank's online platform fails, right, the bank as such fails, right? For that day, the banking is stopped because there is no traditional financial center kind of an operation. So any neobank focused being digital transformation or digital being the focus would ideally choose a cloud first approach, right? So when we talk about cloud first approach, build all your services for all the customers banking core banking requirements on cloud. Make sure that they are available all the time. Run your customer services through microservices. Make sure that microservices are giving the right kind of experience to customers in whatever requirements that the customers have. More importantly, neobanks have to focus on the basic customer services that every customer would expect, because there's no point in talking about modern services if your basic services are failing, right? So cloud first approach is the best way, and on top of that, bring in all the technology frameworks that you want to be able to, making sure that every single banking service becomes mobile, becomes available to the customer, and make sure that it is follow the sun model. I would rather say follow the customer model, right? Wherever the customer goes, the bank should be going with the customer, right? So cloud first approach would definitely help a neobank acquire customers faster without having to worry about their infrastructure, without having to worry about reliability and scalability.
Okay, great. Thank you, Anand. So, Ashish, like going off of what Anand said, like how can neobanks create a more engaging app so that they stand out among other neobanks and challenger banks?
All right. To answer your question, I would start by bringing out an example. So, this is with a traditional bank, but it's a mobile application. So, if you're having, when I go onto their application, I get a pop up which is completely unrelated to me. So, that proves that even though it's digital, it is not it's not satisfying my need. So that's the first priority for a new bank. They are 100% digital, but being 100% digital is not satisfactory enough. You need to be able to provide that exact service or product for that customer. So, for example, you have done your basic stuff. You have collected the data. You have segmented your customers. So on the digital app, you need to ensure that the workflow suits the customer. So when you need to put yourself in the customer's shoes. So when the customer comes, how's the workflow, where do they go first, what is their needs. So their needs should pop up first. Like each customer will have a different need. So the pop-up that comes for that customer should satisfy their need. They should be okay, fine, this is something which I need. The bank has understood it. They'll click on that. Where does it go to next? So first, number one, the workflow. And I think that as a new bank, as a digital bank, you need to be able to bring about your entire product suite onto that platform in the easiest way possible, where they will be able to easily access their service, whatever they want, within the first few 5-10 seconds as they approach the app. You can't have them look for something for so long. People don't have that much patience now, especially the millennial crowd. They're lazy. They want things which are immediate. They want things which are 24/7. Even at night, they can do something with the app. So these are important aspects for a digital bank. As for a new bank, as they go completely 100% digital, these are aspects which they should focus on.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for your insight, guys. This is all I have right now. This is Anusha signing off.